up from my neck of the woods. I flew in from Jersey. I know you came in from Fort Lauderdale. I'm glad you're safe and you made it. And we're here now, and I know you've been involved. We got Joe Everett here as well.
He was a hell of a player. Joe was a hell of a player.
And you've been involved now with the College Gridiron Showcase from day one, I believe?
Nah, that's my second year.
Second year, okay. So last year you were here, and you're back here again, and they changed the format up last year from a game to a showcase where it's a more OTA format with the scrimmage at the end, which I think plays to a benefit to the players.
Oh yeah, definitely. It allows them to be able to showcase their individual ability. Allows them to get a lot of individual time with the scouts and be able to watch them and kind of judge them individually, whereas just trying to pick guys out of playing a lot of 11-on-11 and team type stuff. So it also allows us as coaches to come in and to put drills together that are conducive to really try to exploit and show the guys' abilities. So there's definitely a benefit to making coaches coach and allowing players to be able to show their natural abilities.
There's so much more quality control with this. I mean, you get to interact not only with the players, but the scouts tell you kind of what they want to see. And having football people like you, I mean, it's kind of a great marriage here at this showcase.
Well, yeah, it's definitely because, I mean, we're here to learn. I mean, I've never been an NFL coach. I've interned with the NFL teams, so I understand a little bit of the process. So just and what they want, it's about also coming in the second year and building a relationship with those guys. So you kind of know what certain teams or certain scouts are looking at, but it also just helps you be a better coach, because being able to exploit the guy's ability to really help them shine. So I think that's very important for them, and I realize that we have guys, coaches that are here to coach, but at the same time, these coaches are here to because we truly care about these athletes. We want to see them go on and be successful.
And what a coaching staff you guys have assembled, both offense and defensive side of the ball. And how does the coaching staff come together? How do you assemble a staff like this?
Well, I think one of the biggest thing is you have to find guys that are here that truly care about seeing players. I think that's the best thing. Nobody that's here is coming to necessarily further their own agenda. Right? We're here for the players. We care about the players. I think that's the biggest thing. Some of the guys I've known to be is actually one of the defensive back coach, Marcus Coleman. We played together for 9 years with the Jets. So I know his heart. I know what type of player he is. I know his work ethic. One of my other coaches, Coach Darwin Nichols, has been around coaching 30 plus years, CFL defense, doing with defensive line. But these guys truly care about these players. And that's the focus, and that's one of the biggest things I always say about guys. And I think that's what's conducive when it comes to your relationship with teams and the scouts, because they know you're not necessarily here putting on a show for them personally, but they're there because you want to help these athletes.
And how about your NFL draft experience? I've been covering the NFL draft now for 15 years, and I've watched it evolve. I remember, the media section used to be a little itty-bitty thing in the auditorium at Madison Square Garden. But compared to when you came out to now, it's such a big production. There's all these specialty combine training facilities now that everybody goes and trains to. But what was it like for you coming out? What was your draft experience like? And what's a piece of advice you can pass to these guys here going through the process?
Well, the draft now is like a big show. I mean, me coming out in the '93 draft, things were quite different. We didn't have the social media impact. Nobody.
Thank God, right?
Yeah, definitely. That'd have been in trouble in college.
Playing in New York too, right?
Now it's a big thing where you have a lot of I have friends that are wanting to take us. To go to the draft to see things like that. But I think as an athlete, the way you have to approach the draft is just don't get disappointed. Just remember, there's different ways to get into the NFL. It's not always going to be a draft choice. You're not, there's free agency. There's different things. So you just have to continue to stay focused and work out, because if you're a good enough player, they're going to make the call.
They'll find you.
They'll find you. You got to be ready for that opportunity, because you're only going to get maybe that one opportunity. And I think that's one of the things we look at what we do here at CJ. And the focus point, what I put in the guys' heads is, hey, you know what? You commit 3 days right now. commit 3 days to getting better, to showing your abilities, making sure you're resting. Or these 3 days can change your life. They can either make you
for better or for worse.
They can make you a millionaire, or they can make you a cook.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're under the microscope from even when they're board the plane. There could be scouts on their plane flying in. They don't even know it. They're getting watched.
Well, they ain't wasting their budget like that. But these guys have to understand that in the age, and that one of the things I preach them, in the age of social media, now it's very hard to get away with or hide things. And there's people out there that don't have a good info. There's people out there that make these videos.
Look at Larry Tunsil.
Yeah. So, and the thing of the matter is you just have to, and now, what they do have to understand is that everybody can be treated fairly. Everybody's not going to be treated the same. If you're a first round draft choice, second round draft choice, you're gonna have, you can do a couple stupid things and still get drafted. But when you're on the fringe, it's just the fringe part is just way too many players to select from that may not have those issues. And a lot of the guys that are in that bubble may have already experienced that change, or maybe went to a university, ended up at a different school, switched schools, or may have already had that bonehead thing that they've already done, and they're back on the upward bend, so they don't have any mistakes to make. The way the NFL is looking at guys now, the microscope now, they're not taking the chances anymore. So that's one thing that I tell these guys, that you understand. This is an interview. Everything you do here is an interview. Yep. You don't know who is who. You don't know when you're walking by somebody. You don't know when the things you may be saying.
Lots of opportunities.
Lots of opportunities to go wrong. so and that's one of my experiences that I always tell them. I met more people just by being a good person, saying the right things, and just conducting yourself in a manner. And sometimes people come back and they say, "Hey, you didn't know that was so and so." Did you? Like, "Oh, I didn't know." But I also encourage these guys that while you're here and you see a scout or a team personnel, it's okay to speak to them. Don't look at them as bigger than life. A lot of these guys
just basically
that may, scout that may know who you are, ask them for advice. Tell who you are.
Or ask them for their number.
Right. And so, I mean, that's some very good valid points. And one of the biggest points that I encourage these guys is utilize the resources. I'm a guy that played in this thing where you're trying to go.
Been there, done that.
Right.
At a high level.
Ask us. I love talking about sports, like helping guys to understand, because it's a different entity in itself that when the business side comes to it, that changes the whole dynamic. And that's the biggest thing that they got to understand. It's not about necessarily sometimes how good you are, because it's going to be good. Sometimes it's a numbers thing in the NFL. It's a money thing. Two guys, similar talent, one's in 5 years, one in 2 years, it makes a difference. So there's lots of factors.
That's a salary cap.
Yeah. So let's just, I just tell them just continue to work hard, and if you had an opportunity to get drafted to play in the NFL, it's a wonderful thing. Do it as long as you can. Don't take it for granted, because no matter right now I can go out and run a 4.3. Nobody's drafted me. It's over for me. I'm 45 and it's over. I can never play again ever in my life for a check. So it's a great place for the guys to be, and I'm happy to have them here. I think that this is probably going to be one of our better groups as far as numbers and talent-wise. So of course, with your help and you being able to go out and put the eye on these guys and bring some good guys. So.
You see me out there every weekend. I'm on location there.
So listen, all you NFL teams, hey, you might have a great director of player personnel right now.
Represent.
But it's a package deal.
Hey, what I want to ask you is, what's your status with the Jets? Are you in contact with the organization?
Well, I mean, I have close ties. Just in relationship with people that have been there, spending the training camp there.
Mike McCagnon's going to be down here.
Yeah, I heard he's going to be here. So I'll speak to him. I mean, I sat the personnel meetings with them.
Do they embrace the former players? Like, are you welcome there? Or?
Oh, man, yeah. Well, the Jets have done tremendously. Now, we have what we call Jets Legends. And we actually have a reunion, during the season for a whole weekend. We go bowling, they bring everybody in, hotels, they fly you in. We go to the games, we have breakfast. I mean, it's like 2 days we spend together. And so the Jets, I mean, it's an unbelievable thing what they do there with the players and contact. And now they even try to take it on the road. When we go to a road game, they'll bring all the Jet legends to a game on the road. So it's unbelievable. And
it's like a family thing, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Jets is huge in family like that. And I have a lot of huge respect for the owner, Mr. Johnson. So he's definitely a big advocate of that. And my time spent there during training camp was wonderful. Every day he came over to talk to every day during training camp that he was there. We had conversations about some things. So just want to let y'all know. I know that the whole defensive side is gone. Coaching. even the job that I was there interning for is open. So just an interview. Interview is fine. That's the start.
Well, we're gonna get a chance. We're gonna see you in action all week long. We're gonna be streaming live. So I'll be pulling you aside, getting your perspective as things go on and progress throughout the week. Anything else you got for me?
All this process, all these check-ins, weigh-ins, I can see it on the kids' faces, but I want to ask you, how fired up for you to hear some pads cracking on Monday?
Man, I'm excited because of some of the fact that it's another opportunity for these guys. And if they go out and compete, I think that's the best thing. And a lot of these guys realize what's going to be the biggest factor is the guys that can go out there and not feel like they're under pressure, but just go out there and do what you do naturally. There's no specific formula of how you got to practice and do anything with this because, you got to just be natural. But I'm excited for the guys, because guys know me. Look, I'm just being honest with you. I hope you got a nice little, you can beat some of my language out on the field because I get excited, man. I get excited for these guys, man.
Hey, we're behind the scenes, man. We're no holds barred. We don't hold nothing back.
We got an NR rating on this show.
That's the beautiful thing about being independent.
Right.
We're not mainstream, baby, so we can do whatever we want.
You gonna get the real deal.
Hey, that's what the people want to see.
That's why
they don't want to see the ESPN fluff that people are tired.
That's why I never did the NFL mic'd up. They always wanted me to do it. I never ever did.
Okay. Yeah, the mic'd up. I don't know if they would. Nothing. They wouldn't have anything to work with.
X-rated mic'd up.
Well, because with me, nobody's off limits during the course of the game. I talk crap about
Who's some of the greatest trash talkers in your day that you went back and forth with?
Interesting.
I put you on the spot there.
Wow, man. I would have to say.
That's a good stab.
Most of the guys talk trash to my teammates in the game.
Well, how about who's a teammate on you? Who's a talker on?
You know what?
I know Keyshawn, but
yeah, but I don't consider offensive players.
They don't count.
You know what? I tell you what. I would say this though. One of the most exciting players I ever played with, and when we had a great rapport was me with James Farrios. When he was with us, man, we talked so much crap out there on the field, and every time every time we would hit people, man, he'd be yelling, "Yeah, Marv, that's the way to knock him out. That's the way to kill him. You killed him." Oh man, we talked so much trash. He was such a exciting, electrifying player, man. And, hated that we lost him. We had him go, but he was an exciting player. Mo Lewis also, my longtime 11-year teammate, 13-year Jet veteran. We had such exciting times. But most of my tracks are, if it came, it was always playing against the Dolphins. I mean, I hated rivals. I still hate them.
Well, they're getting whooped right now.
I hope it's about 30-7. I think the game's gonna be 30-7. And I'm born and raised in Miami, and all my people back in Miami that have been all on Facebook talking all that crap about the Dolphins. Like I told you, I hope you got that one playoff game ticket because that was the only one you was gonna get.
Were you there now when Belichick was over there?
Well, yeah, I had. Well, actually, I was. If you count Belichick for one day, I had 7 head coaches in 11 years.
Yeah, with the napkin, right?
Yep.
With the napkin.
So I had the opportunity to play for your best coaches. I had my rookie year, Pete Carroll was my defensive coordinator.
Oh, wow.
My second year, he was my head coach.
Did you think they gave him a raw deal there?
Well, yeah.
They didn't give him much time.
Well, that's, and then they gave Kotek 2 years.
Oh God.
And we were 3-13 and 1-15.
Yeah, I remember.
But Pete Carroll, what changed our season, was when Marino did the fake spike.
I know.
And man, and after that, we just.
Well, no, it was Kozar, wasn't it? Marino called it in from the side, or Marino?
It was Marino.
He threw it, yeah. And that changed the course of our season. We still finished 6-10 that year. He got out.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's cool.
But Parcells came in at 97, so I had Belichick.
Those were exciting.
An hour north of
That's the Verdi.
10 minutes north of Denver.
But you look at the coaching staff we have. It was Belichick.
What's up?
Romeo Crennel, who's with the Texans now. Hell, I don't even know who else.
Well, why aren't you in the league coaching with all these people that you've learned from, all this experience and knowledge? I feel like it's a no-brainer.
Well, because during the time it was, especially when I got out, I had my family, my kids, and stuff like that. And you got to realize when you're coaching, you got to be committed to this thing. It's 16, 17, 18 hours a day. Coaching is not a kind of fly-by thing that you can do half-assed. You either all in or you're not.
Are you ready?
So now my kids are older.
Coming out of high school,
I'm good.
Since you gave me the endorsement, I'm going to give you the endorsement. There's a lot of teams out there. Hello, if you're listening, New York Jets, maybe. Hey, the Cagney's on his way down. I'm going to talk to him.
It can be anybody.
Hey, we're gonna talk to some guys. Every team's gonna be down here, so we're gonna have to pull some guys
I'm ready
aside.
I'm ready to do it. I care about these guys. The thing is, I've been
looking forward to that.
And I would kind of, I started off doing things, with high school and the developmental league.
Went there and the rest.
And I enjoyed that a lot more, just in the sense that you're dealing with different players. You're dealing with guys that have issues.
No, it definitely was fun. I mean, we went to
and you're able to talk with guys. So that
Memphis
mental
for
part
our 2
of dealing
previous
with
bowl
these
games, and
guys
no knock on
will
either of
definitely
those
help
towns,
you.
but Miami's,
Help me on the next
it's got
level.
the beach,
Because
it's
a
got
whole different
everything you can
personality
want in
players
a
down.
bold destination, and we literally
And
stayed
I didn't
right
realize
on
that being
on
away
the
from
beach.
after my last year, and then all those years passed in between, and I was wondering
awesome. We got to play in the
why is the
Marlins
players
Stadium,
in the NFL
which
so
is where
different? Why is it so different? The mentality is so different.
A lot of times now, not to cut you off, but I mean, some of the older players like Brady, I think he said, really doesn't know his teammates that well because every time he goes in the locker room, the teammates are like this on the phone. There's not even interaction.
Right. And that's why it's very difficult to build. But see, that's the reason that comes into what type of coach you have. Because before you step off an airplane to go to New England, you already know the expectation. There is no other way. There's either Belichick's way or no way.
What about a Parcells story? We had the New York Giants reunion in Atlantic City a couple months back, and I forget who was telling me the story, but they said, Parcells, not only did he play the head games with the players, but he played head games with himself. I heard he used to not wear socks and put rocks in the bottom of his shoes so that halfway through practice he'd be so agitated and mad he'd be ripping you guys and his feet would be ready. I got them rocks in my soles. Can you give us a Parcells story, man? I just love hearing these tales.
Parcells
growing up, even though we lived in Arlington, basically.
Lovely
we
guy.
Watch the Rangers.
He has two personalities, and they both suck. No, you know what? I tell you, Parcells really changed the course of my career. You know, with the coaching staff.
He changed things around.
He changed big time for the course of the Jets. I mean, I think that obviously that was probably the most pivotal time in the history of that team. Besides way back then when they had the leather helmets. He was an exciting coach to play for. And the thing was about him, he was just so unpredictable. You had no idea. I mean, it's like you could be out to dinner with him tonight and he'd fire you in the morning. And that's just how he always had you. It's like the minute you think I'm cool with Parcells,
right?
And that's how he was. I mean, it's like I think I had just saw him out to dinner. This was on.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he loves to go to his favorite place we say about the steakhouse. And I saw him there.
We did some yoga at Tulsa.
So I went home during workouts. I went home. I said, well, you know what? I'm not going to come on Monday. As long as I got my 4 days in. You know, Monday. You got your 4 out of 5 days in during the week. You okay? So my plan was, I'm going to go home, make a long weekend. I'm not coming in on Monday. I'm just going to come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And like I said, I had just saw him, and we had a talk, Marv. I'm like,
I've heard everything.
I'm good. I felt good about going home. So I got on the phone that morning, like 7 o'clock. I sent the message to my strength coach. I was like, hey,
so do I.
I'm going to stay home today. I'll be in tomorrow.
And he
calls me back in about an hour.
Most of it doesn't matter where it's
He says, hey, if you don't have your ass here today, I'm cutting you.
How fast did you get
That was the
there?
most expensive flight, probably. That's just how he was.
Well, I know you're a busy man here, so we'll let you boogie, but I could probably sit here the rest of the day and chat with you, but do me a favor, Marvin. I mean, please, when you're in Jersey, hit me up, man. We appreciate you.
Hey, thanks
so much for your time. Looking forward to seeing you out there on the field, man.
And one of the most psychological tricks Parcells always did when he would do these, he would just walk up the field and make all the coaches lead the whole team on the field. If you wasn't practicing right, he'd just leave you. See what you're gonna do. But we'd be practicing without him.
But he was probably watching from somewhere.
Oh, he was. He's getting that money. Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, we appreciate it. Marvin Jones, a legendary player for the New York Jets and the defensive coordinator here at the College Gridiron Showcase. Joe, you hear him rattle off all those coaches he's played for. And I would imagine that this guy should be coaching in the league.
Without a doubt. You're talking about all the teams in the postseason. You look at Romeo Crennel's system, he knows that like the back of his hand. He's worked with Belichick, he's worked with Pete Carroll, and that defense is in vogue. They're hiring Seahawk assistants left and right. This guy knows those defenses. I mean, like you said, it's almost mind-boggling that he hasn't at least gotten a sniff just yet. Something more than an interim because he's the next level coach, man.